Good morning and welcome to Onward in Love and Caregiving. It's August 5th. It's 8 o'clock in the morning here in New York City, and wherever you may be joining us and at whatever time, we say welcome to each and every one of you. I'm Greg Johnson. I'm the president and CEO of GJP International, Greg Johnson Partnerships International, and here in New York, I have the great privilege of serving as the chief advisor for family caregiving to the CEO of Emblem Health. This program, now in its third year, is an opportunity for all of us all over the world to gather and to talk about family caregiving, faith, and spirituality. As we all know, we are physical, emotional, and spiritual human beings. And when we deal with woundedness, and that's very much what happens when we're dealing with caregiving. Someone is wounded and we are helping, we are caring, we're being present. But when that happens, the very big questions begin to come up. And that is where this program originated. Now, I am thrilled to have each and every one of you with us, and I want to thank you. Last week, we had our monthly special program, and we're so grateful to Gene. He stages those for us. He's a wonderful creative director, and he's moved now from Indonesia to here in New York City, and we have a wonderful lineup of future events, but we particularly want to thank Marcy Newman for her incredible program and conversation last week. Marcy is that heart shift coach, which in all of her work, she is devoted to that journey from the head to the heart. And it was so wonderful. And we had a huge audience. It just kept growing and it continues to grow on YouTube, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, in all these wonderful media outlets. And I'm so grateful. And if you've heard it, if you haven't heard it, by all means, go to one of these and listen to it and then share it. Because the story that she shares with us and her brilliance was such a gift. And we also, I've just had some meetings this past week with our guest for this month. We're in for a very special conversation. We're always looking at various avenues and definitions of family caregiving. Now, during July and August, during the weeks where we're not having the specials, I wanted to focus on hope. And many of you will remember that when I began, I thought, yes, I'm going to take one of the prayers on hope from the book that Marian Gambardella and I wrote. And I went to the book, and there wasn't one prayer entitled Hope, but there were 30 prayers that help us get to hope. And so that's what we've been doing. I've been taking bits and pieces and sharing with you. I also, before I go into that portion of our program, I want to remind you, if you've not availed yourself of this opportunity, I'm rereading this book already for the third time. And each time I go deeper and deeper. The Book of Hope, Jane Goodall and Douglas Abrams. Now, Douglas is the one who did the books with Archbishop Tutu and his daughter, Mafo Tutu van Furth. And each of these books is a testament to brilliance and to compassion for us as readers. I love the way in which Doug puts this all together for us. And with each one, we come out knowing a very special friend. I've never met Jane Goodall, but I feel like I know her, and I'm so grateful for that. And I love her sense of hope. So if you've not read it, bless yourself with it. This morning, I want to talk about something that saved my life. You've heard me speak about this before, and that is the word gratitude. In my own journey in recovery 32 years ago, It was gratitude that became the saving grace. As I often say when I qualify in AA, that I spent 3 years auditioning for AA. I was in and out of detoxes, in and out. I was in the program. I loved the program. I loved what it did, but I didn't get it. There was something that was missing. And I was blessed to go to a rehab out in Pennsylvania, a wonderful rehab called Marworth. And while I was out there, one morning they had a program, a tape, a conversation, a learning tool. And it was entitled Blame and Gratitude. And in that film, there was a poem that was read. And I'm so old, I knew who wrote the poem, and I knew for whom it was written. And it touched my heart very deeply. This was the poem, and you'll recognize it. A bell is no bell till you ring it. A song is no song till you sing it. And love in your heart wasn't put there to stay. For love isn't love till you give it away. And with that, I broke down in tears. And I ran to my counselor and I said, it's gratitude. It's gratitude. And that very day, I began something that you will be a part of. I began my gratitude list. Now it's many, many pages long. Every time I give a talk, every time I do a program, I put it down. But when I began, there were not big events that were on that gratitude list. In fact, the first thing on the gratitude list, and I look at it and it makes me laugh, but it tells me where my mind was. It tells me how afraid I was, how scared I was. You know what the first thing was? Shaving with one hand. Yes, I'd stopped trembling. The second, this is something that only people in recovery will understand. Being able to eat soup. In every detox I went to, they served soup. Well, you come in and you're jittery. Who's going to eat soup? I can give it to you and to you. I was grateful for that. And so I share that with you. Because in our caregiving journey, in our life journey, whatever you may be going through, give yourself a few moments at the beginning of the day and at the end of the day to add to your gratitude list things for which you're grateful. And if you're caregiving and you're dealing with someone who may be in a very, very severe physical case, perhaps moving one finger will be the joy and gratitude of that day. Put it down. Journal your experience in that way. And I want you to know that just as tonight, before I go to bed, I'm going to write down August 5th, Onward in Love and Caregiving, Gratitude. And I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. And I'm so grateful for the gift of recovery, not just the recovery from alcohol, but the recovery of spiritual sobriety, and so much more. They've made this ministry possible, and to God be the glory. Now, peace be still. When we have gratitude, we're looking at things that have happened today, maybe just in the past, maybe long ago in the past. But what does it give us? It helps us to have hope for the future. So together, I'd like to invite you to join me as I read for us the prayer of gratitude. Creator of each and every day, we greet this day with joyous expectation, knowing we are not alone. Thank you for this night of peace and quiet and for continuing life today. Thank you for each and every person we will meet this day. Each is a brother and sister known or unknown to us, but all precious in your sight. Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow has not come. Keep us in this day and only in this day. You have promised to give us strength to meet each and every challenge. We now claim that strength and go forward in joy, courage, and gratitude. We are your children. You are our father, our mother, and we trust in your loving protection and strength, now and forevermore. And it is so. Reverend Marion Gambardella wrote the affirmations for this book, and I read them now for you for this particular topic of gratitude. Each day I thank God for new opportunities. Dear Lord, I bless and appreciate this day. I recognize and give thanks for unlimited possibilities. I give thanks for each opportunity to create growth and achievement. And from Philippians 1 passage you all know, do not worry about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God. And as I always like to share whenever I read from this book, which is very precious in my life, and I'm so grateful it has meant so much to so many of you, remember, we are all children of God and members of one race, the human race. Let us each remember who we are. Beloved children of God. And that tells us whose we are. We are God's own creation, brothers and sisters all. And then we can ask, what are we asked to do? And the answer is very simple. Lives of love and service. And family caregivers, you are leading us, you are teaching us, and we give thanks. We are grateful for you and for the lives that you are impacting so very positively. Thank you. And as we always conclude, onward in love and caregiving. Namaste. God bless, and I look forward to seeing you real soon